Good afternoon. Thanks for joining Nation's Restaurant News at the ICR Exchange. We're here in Miami, Florida for one of the first and largest investment conferences covering restaurants and retail. Today with me is John Miller, CEO of Denny's Corp. John, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate your time. So we've heard a lot today about the consumer, we've heard a lot today about sales, and usually optimistic trends that we're hearing from most operators. Denny's has a tremendous amount going on right now, from a new franchise finance program to menu makeovers. What are your top 3 priorities for 2012?
Thank you. Well, that's pretty easy to speak to. Obviously, it's to restore the profitability of dining out for our franchise system, and we think the best way to do that is to continue to grow our sales. Transaction momentum has been very positive for Denny's, 3 consecutive positive quarters in a row on our comp line, and we're committed as a management team to keep that going. We also are committed to continue to explore the fit fare options for our menu. Consumers, when they dine out, they don't want to have to worry about having to select a place that does or doesn't have good quality, healthy options for them. We want to be at the forefront of that solution for the consumers. And then finally, on the opposite side of that coin, sometimes we just want to splurge and have a reason that's worth going out for other than just staying at home. We want to make sure Denny's is in that consideration set next year.
We spoke briefly about top-line trends being positive, and I know that Denny's has reported, I think, between 0 and 1 to 2% over the last couple of quarters in terms of same-store sales. Family dining in general has lagged some parts of the industry. When do you see that turning for the better on a more permanent basis? Do you think the consumer is returning to family dining?
I do. I think family dining is a great place to be. For Denny's, it's all about broadening the number of occasions you'd consider mid-scale, in particular Denny's. Part of our strategy is to get the pricing right, promise of everyday value. We enter the first quarter of 2012, our 7th consecutive quarter of providing everyday value through our 2468 value menu. So the consumer doesn't have to clip coupons or shop price. They know we have a deal every day. And then also, the other side to that, once again, is that indulgent premium or LTO barbell strategy gives somebody some new news and a reason to believe. And then also going out for breakfast all day, which is a strength of Denny's. But we're also, in our heritage, we've been America's diner, a great place for spaghetti and meatballs or good pot roast. So those have been reintroduced in our January menu. They're off to a good start, and more reasons to believe that mid-scale is a true alternative to where it's been in recent history.
Recently, Denny's did a new marketing campaign with collegehumor.com, and it seemed directly targeted toward the younger customer. Talk to us a little bit about that strategy, and then also how it's been working for you, because it's been a while now, I think.
Yeah, it has been a little while, so we know a little bit about it. We also, about a year ago, we introduced a consumer measure through SMG, is our vendor, and we learned that we actually score higher among our younger audience. And part of that is because of these recent efforts. We introduced what we call Diner-sodes or diner episodes through David Kushner, who's done a good job with the all-night campaign. And so we're able to track immediately the attitude of young people thinking about Denny's for the first time in a long time, or just introduced to the brand and maybe have not been. And so now that they're new to it, they find a better burger, a really good shake, some fit options, spinach and turkey bacon, grand slams. Things are just sort of with the times. And so they've actually given us high marks for our efforts. And again, we think that that effort to chase millennials is going to pay off big. We also hired a new Hispanic agency this year for the first time and are targeting seniors through our AARP program, as well as millennials through these programs we just spoke about, and then also an Hispanic audience that needs a family meal solution.
So Denny's is obviously a public company, but what projections can you offer us in terms of sales for the future, unit growth, refranchising plans, whether it's the next quarter or the next 5 years?
Well, we give our guidance February 15th for 2012, a standard answer here at the ICR conference. But what I would say is we are a brand on the move. We have a new loan pool incentive program for our franchisees. We have reignited growth in a number of venues, non-traditional college campuses. We now have 11 open and more coming. We are number 1 in travel centers. We have more of those coming. The Flying J program was very successful for us. We converted 123 of 140 travel centers that were acquired by Pilot. They are growing again, which gives us more opportunities down the road. And then finally, through this loan pool and a franchise incentive program to ignite underpenetrated markets, we're starting to get traction in areas where we're not deeply penetrated. So we are a grower, and obviously pleased to be in the position we're in.
That's great. Thank you so much. Obviously, Denny's Corp is clearly on the move in terms of growth and its sales momentum. John, I really want to thank you for your time at ICR. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for joining Nation's Restaurant News at the ICR Exchange.